Hello guys, this is Paula, finally back from a week off, and I am so ready to be back. It's been a long week. It's been a hard week for me. I've missed you guys. This is the first time I've been gone since I started my YouTube channel, and so I've just kind of gotten used to talking to you every day, and so crazy, I know, but it's funny how you don't realize that you can get to know people this way, and I'm grateful for that, and I appreciate you guys. Thanks for all the new subbies since I've been gone. Hopefully I won't have to take any breaks except maybe around Christmas like all of us, and so I'm not going to talk about my trip during this video, but I will later. This is going to be for my design team project for Tracie Fox, Love Junk Journals on Etsy. I will link her link below. This kit that you're looking at is the blank trifold kit. Now, mind you, I haven't showed you all the pieces because they're kind of covered with things right now. But I decided to do a different twist on Tracie's kit and take the blank one and make it into a Christmas embellishment for my Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer book, which is, I know this sounds crazy. They tell you always not to combine silver and gold, but I'm going to, because I just feel like this book calls for it. So here is the book. Here is the spine. And really it's more of a whitish than silverish, but I wanted to add some red to the papers because the papers are just so blue. And so I decided, how can I do that? Well, I've been wanting to use these little journaling cards and little elements that I'm about to use for quite a while and have not come up with anything yet, and decided I'll do it on this kit. So this is the trifold kit. Let me kind of show you some of the other ones. I've got them all cut out, but there's the autumn florals kit. I don't want to, I've cut them all out because I had a lot of time at the airport and I just took advantage. But I want you to go over to Tracie's site and get a good look at everything, because this is not going to give you a perfect look. There is the plain trifold, which is what I'm working with, tag template, and there's the autumn floral trifold tag templates, and let me see if there's a third one. I don't know if I've got them all printed off here, but it's real similar to I'm going to show you the trifold portion of it. This is the I know this one has a different name, I'm thinking. I'll have to look and see. Autumn Florals Trifold Tag Template and Plain Trifold Tag Templates is what they are. And just look at these beautiful colors. I love the way she did all the little ovals right here with the music notes in them, and the butterflies or the moths, whichever you want to call them. And here is the autumn. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I have plans in my mind for this one too. And so I guess it is just the this is the autumn and this is the plain trifold kits, and they have some cool pockets. Here's some more of the images. This is a pocket here. You can see where you score on the sides and fold it down. Here is a pocket that is from the top a long pocket from the top that you can slide tags down into, and you fold the sides and the bottom. And here's some more. Just beautiful. And I forgot to use one of these in this kit today. I may still have room, so I'm going to leave it out. Beautiful tags. They have belly bands. They have side slide pockets. They have top loading pockets, tags. Anything you can imagine to do a kit with. Oh, and get this. They also have little journal books. So you, right here's where you do the fold line and you fold them over. And you can make little books. And I am doing that today with the blank one. So, beautiful, beautiful. Once again, Tracie, another beautiful kit. Oh, and not just only that, guys. Here is another belly band. You get these little cards with the images. They're about 1.5 by 2 inches, and they fit perfectly into your little envelopes. So you get 3 per little kit, and you put these inside the envelopes, and you can tuck them under your belly bands. You can do all kinds of things. And you get small tags. It's just loaded. There's words and word backgrounds. Let me pick one of these up if I can. Oh, they're all inside the bag, and I keep trying to pick it up and it won't let me. But anyway, look at these beautiful images. I'm still going through my stack, you guys. This is how many you get. It's crazy that the number of stuff that's in, I believe, each kit. So here are your background tags. There's like 3 different sizes, and you get little little words, different words. Autumn for florals and field notes and botanical, and I could go on. Dragonfly, you know, just different words that go along with the actual kit. So beautiful, beautiful, Tracie. And there's one that says butterfly. So lovely. Okay, so I have decided, like I said, because it's the month of December, and I'm working on, I'm working right now on a Christmas book. I'm having to kind of fly through my Christmas books, and I don't mean that in a throw them together kind of way. I just mean that I have to get them done so they're ready for the people for December, for your December daily. And I'm hoping to get the Rudolph done and maybe one more. Just want to remind you too that I still have one Christmas journal in my shop. It's the Poinsettia / Reef book if anyone is needing a December daily. Okay, now what I've decided, since I'm on a deer theme, I wanted to add some red to the kit. And so I decided to use Tracie's plain trifold. Now, I'm going to decorate the front with a deer, and I've edged it with blue and silver. And I did that because first I thought I was going to do blue. And then I had a change of heart and decided to go add silver over it. And I didn't worry about it being messy or anything because you know, it is a junk journal. And I'm going to use Snow White cheesecloth on all of these. I'm going to use this glitter ribbon and a few elements. I'm going to use some silver tinsel. I'm going to use some red and white striped ribbon. I'm going to use this deer Christmas tag and some little elements to go on the envelopes and little Christmas sentiments on the inside tag. So let's get started. So I think what we'll do is we'll decorate the front first. That makes sense to me. So we're going to start right here. It does fold up and give you a little ledge on this side there, so it gives you some depth inside the book. I'll show you there. See? Such a creative idea, Tracie. Okay, now I'm going to make sure you can see. I don't have my normal mat. I've gotten a new mat. Haven't got it out yet. Just been too busy. I got it at my retreat. So I'm going to put this white kind of to one side here. And that way, when I put the cheesecloth over all of the little elements, you know, it will calm down some of the shininess. I don't want it like crazy shiny, but I want it to look Christmassy. It's a Christmas journal, and you want it to look like you're planning your Christmas. It does have, I am adding, like I said, some red and a little bit of silver. This whole thing is going to be edged in silver. But there is going to be gold in the book as well. And I know that seems weird, but I have elements of gold and silver I want to use, and I'm just going to use them. And you can do that. There's no wrong or right way to do this. You do it how you like it. And I like gold and I like silver. And I don't mind using them together. Now, if the majority of the elements I'm going to use are gold or silver, then that's different. I probably would add a little bit of, I wouldn't mix the colors if that was the situation. If, you know, everything was going to be primarily gold or primarily silver, then I might look at it different. I know that might not make sense to everybody, but that's how I look at it. Okay, now I decided to add the red and white ribbon to the front because everything I had to go on the front was white, and I didn't think that would look that great. I didn't want it to be like just white when my point is really to add red to the journal. I kind of decided to do the whole add red thing whenever I was putting my pages together for the journal, and I realized I had nothing but blue. But then there were these two cute little deer pictures that I really wanted to use in the book, and a Christmas vintage card. Here's the cute little deer. And see, he has red berries, he has a red stripe behind him, but he's adorable. And I wanted to use him. And we'll see how we're going to use him later. But anyway, so I'm using the Snow White. I did not tea stain my cheesecloth for this because I wanted it to be very snowy looking. So it's not going to be a difficult cover. It's going to be actually very simple. I am going to make it, this is a tag, so I'm going to make it look like it's hanging from something. And I had told you that I wanted to keep it in the red. So I'm going to get a little red puffy sticker, and I'm going to add some glue on the back so it stays down well. I'm going to place my deer on here, kind of at the bottom. He might hang out a little bit, but that's okay. I want him about right here, like he's just kind of dangling on the front of my card, or my trifold. Now, I'm going to take the knot straight up as much as I can. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I hadn't decided, honestly, guys. But I'm not going to put it up against the red because this is red, and I want to kind of separate the two. This is just a little red puffy sticker, and I'm going to stick it between right here like this. I'm going to hold it for a minute. I hope it holds it down for me. The deer is very light, and I'm going to glue the deer down, so I don't think we'll have a problem. And I'll probably put a little bit of glue right under the knot of the tag. Yeah, see, just like that. Now I'm going to flip the deer over. The reason I decided to do it like a tag, honestly, is because it had tag holes in it, and I thought, I don't want to try to cover up a tag hole. It will look weird, and you know, there's some cute tags, and I don't mind using them. as an element on my pages. Whoops. I think, honestly, this bottle of Fabri-Tac has a round bottom because it just wants to fall over all the time. Anyway, let me see which way to flip this back. Oh, I hope you guys can see okay. I feel rusty. You know, I haven't done a video in a few days, and so got to get my groove back. I don't know if I ever had a groove, but got to get my groove back. Okay. There we go. Now, like I said, where he's at on here, I'm not worried about it being super perfect. I want it to look like a junk journal. So I'm putting, I put glue on the back of him, and he still has dimension, which I like. And I am going to put some glue right under this little dot, this little knot, so that we know that, you know, the string doesn't come down or doesn't pull the little snowflake down. So I'm going to stick some glue right there. Listen, this, I had my nails done before I went to my retreat because they were in such horrible condition. Since I've been doing videos, I just haven't gone in and had them done like I normally do. And now I know why, because the glue does wreak havoc on your nails. But that's okay. I don't care. I am so not a vain person, so that sort of thing doesn't bother me one little bit. And I don't work outside of the house anymore, so sometimes I will have my nails done. Sometimes I won't. It just depends on what time of year it is. Usually around the holidays I try to keep them done, and special events and stuff, but I don't worry about. I am gluing the cheesecloth down a little bit because I want the front cover of the trifold to stay intact. You know, not to snag on things and so forth. So I'm just gluing just putting little dabs of glue here and there. Nothing crazy. Although whenever your bottle gets to where mine is, the crazy is the big word. Okay, so I am going to wipe some of this off the end of my glue and let this dry a little bit, and while we move on to something else, and then we'll come back and trim. But I want to hold this up and let you see. Let me make sure that I'm in camera. Okay, there you go. Let me fold it back. Fold the trifold in. Now, when we trim this off, it's going to look so much better, but it's really cute. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice or not, but I just love it. Okay, now, as soon as that dries, we'll come back and trim that. In the meantime, I'm going to set this to the side, and I'm going to show you some I've already done, and the reason why I've already done them. So this is the little pocket, the little book cover, and I just wrapped the ribbon around because it is going to be stuffed into or put into a side tuck. I wanted to not put the cheesecloth on front. I'm using red and silver elements and white, even with this off manila color. It's just, I wanted to do it. I like it. I like the way it looks, and it's fine to me. I've already done these 2 of the 3 little envelopes, which I will show you next how to do that. It's very simple. So I'm going to put this to the side. Really, there wasn't anything to that. I did doodle. You know how I have to doodle silver around this, and I've doodled on the envelopes a little bit as well. Okay, look at this glue. Oh my goodness, I forgot how good glue felt on my fingers. Okay, so here we go. This is simple. It's not difficult at all. That's one of the things I do love about Tracie's designs too, is that she doesn't make them so difficult that they're not fun. So you fold your envelope in and see where you need to add the glue. And I'm just going to add a little line of Scotch liquid glue. That's what this is I'm using in my fine line bottle. And you do have to hold it down just a little bit, just for, you know, a few seconds, because it's not like Fabri-Tac. It's not super fast, but it is pretty fast. And then you want to close these kind of tops up. This thing is, I've had it forever. It's pretty grimy. Okay, now you want to make sure you don't over glue and glue your envelope closed, because you want to be able to put your little tinsels and lights message inside. Now, I'm going to take some Fabri-Tac, everyone's favorite glue, and I'm going to put it like it's hanging off my fingers and the bottle. Let me get it right here. Put some glue right across the envelope, and then I'm going to lay the silver, or the white, really it's more white to me, to one side, and then I'll trim the other side. My poor little scissors have been covered in glue all morning. There we go. Real simple. And I would recommend you wipe off your scissors, but be careful not to cut yourself. Okay. So then, after you do that, let that dry just a minute, and in the meantime you can do your little stitch lines. Just little dashes. We need a little bit more silver on here. They don't have to be perfectly straight. It's not anything crazy. So these little puffy stickers, the reason I'm using them is they have red trees and they had 3 deer. So that's the reason I ended up using them, because I wanted to put some little elements on the front of the envelope. So I'm adding extra Fabri-Tac to these little puffy stickers, because there's no way they're going to stay on here with this glittery ribbon. So I'm just adding them kind of center in the tree, holding it down, and doing the same thing with the little deer, since our book is Rudolph. I should have this book finished before Thanksgiving, so hopefully less time than that. I think I can get 2 more books, this one and 1 more, done before Thanksgiving holiday. So if anyone after that is interested in a book that, you know, won't be ready until, it wouldn't be ready until December probably, because I can do this one and 1 more. Okay, there you go. How cute. Cute, cute. Okay, let's wipe off this little bit of glue right here. And I want to show you that I did make the 2 little tags, because there's not a whole lot to that. This one has the white ribbon straight down, the glitter ribbon. Then I covered it in cheesecloth and then rounded the corner edges of, these were just little journaling cards that I got on a scrapbook paper, and I loved them. And I loved the whole white, silver, red theme happening. And here's a little gingerbread girl. Cute, right? And I put, on this one, I put the ribbon going straight across, which made them a little different. And here's the pocket for those. Has a sled with red and silver and white snow in the background. So it's still in the same color scheme. And this is what the pockets, or the tags, will go into. Okay? And I did like punch a little half moon there. Now, also, that's going to be in a minute. Let's go ahead and trim the cheesecloth off of this one so we can kind of tell what we're dealing with. Now, I'm not going to trim off the deer, even though, you know, he's hanging over a little bit, because I want the dimension, and it's fine with me that he's over the edge. I might have to turn it over to trim some of this. And I might have to close it up to trim some of it. Oops, I just cut a little bit of my trifold. That's all right, I can fix it. I'll just give it some more ink. There we go. Now I'm going to fold it in. Well, let's do the bottom first. Get that cut off there. Now I'm going to fold it in, and we can trim the binding side, if you want to call it that. We're not going to actually bind it because it's already bound, but just the way of letting you know. Okay. All right. I just think that's so cute, guys. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, maybe, to some of you, but if you could see it in person, it is adorable. I love the whole, I like a glittery Christmas anything. So there you go on that. I'm going to move all this messiness into the trash. I'm going to take my silver, because I did kind of hit the edge here a little bit with my scissors, and just kind of go over that. This is Hero Arts silver, and it is not a dye ink, so it's a pigment ink, which means you have to let it dry or it will smear. Trust me, I had it all over me. So, but it does a really good job. You don't even have to use an applique or an applique to, oh my goodness, a tool. You don't have to use a tool to put the ink on. Okay. All right. So now back to our trifold. Now we're going to open it up, and we're going to start inside. Now the first thing I think we'll do is, so this can dry some more, is start with our belly band in the middle. On the belly band, I'm going to scoot this aside. We're going to decorate the belly band with this silver here. And I think I want to add some more of that red down the middle, because I like the way that looked on the front. And initially I was just going to do it on the inside, and I stole it from the inside to put it on the outside, if that makes any sense. Okay, so we're going to glue the silver down first, or the white. You can call it whichever you like. It's really kind of both. It's got like a white glitter that makes it look silver. Okay, there we go. Let's put that white on here in the center. Want to center it as much as you can. And go straight down the belly band. I think this was just a genius project for Tracie to come up with. I love that you can just, like, I mean, she designed it, you know, the two of them for fall, and then has this blank one that I'm using for Christmas. I'm sure she didn't think about Christmas. I didn't until this morning. I've been racking my brain thinking, what can I do different with Tracie's trifold kit? And when I sat down to start working on the reindeer this morning, I was like, I know exactly what I can do. I can do some Christmas on it. And use the elements I wanted to use. So I did go to my retreat, guys. I will tell you about my retreat. A little bit about it. I think I've kind of told some of it in the break video I did. I was home one day or 2 days, and I was able to do one little video, but oh, look how cute. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, I'm not done because I'm covered in glue, so I'm going to stick to everything, just so you know. I'm going to trim this off as well because I want to add some tinsel on there. Oh my goodness, sticking to everything. Okay, now, I don't know how easy it's going to be to get this tinsel on, but this is Tim Holtz tinsel. I'm sure all of you, or not all of you, but most of you have seen it online or somewhere or in the stores. It's been a couple years that it's been out. So I'm going to wipe the tip of this off so maybe my glue will come out straighter. So you just want to put it straight down the center. And the nice thing about Fabri-Tac is it's going to dry clear, so if you get a little bit off to the side there, it's going to be okay. Now I'm not folding this under, I'm just gluing it straight on top. And if you stretch it out, it will straighten it, but don't stretch it so much that it shrinks down on you and is too short. So kind of glue it and let it kind of dry before you trim it. That's what I would recommend. There you go. How cute. You guys, I think it's so cute. I hope you do. I hope you like it as much as I do. It's a messy thing to do, but it's fun. It's the kind of stuff, you know, you don't do every day, so it really does make it fun to bling things up a little bit. Now, I can tell it's going to stay in place, so I'm just going to trim those off and let them fly across the table, and I'll clean it up later. I'm going to have glitter everywhere. I've had glitter in my eye today. It's been crazy. Crazy. I have a journaling card too, but I don't think it's going to be the right width. I would probably have to cut it off some more, so I don't think I'm going to use that. So now you know how to put a belly band in, because I think we've done that on video before. But you're just going to put, you're just going to make sure your tinsel's still down. And you're just going to put a little bit of glue across here. Now, if you wanted to, you could stitch all of this on the machine. You know, it just depends on what you want to do. But I just have too much going on here to even think about stitching. So I'm thinking that I'm going to put my little envelopes under here once it dries. We'll have to see. Oh my goodness, you guys, that's so cute. You're all going to want to run out and get one of these and get busy making one before Christmas, because they're so worth it. And they're lots of fun. And very creative. Okay, now, I wanted that belly band to be drying. Now, this is already done. This is the side pocket for the book. So I think what I'll do is I want it to open out to the outside so that we can slide the little book inside this way. So I'm going to take the 3 fold back sections and put the glue on those, so we can go ahead and let that be drying before we load it with the little book. Now, I may go back and add some very light tea stained paper to this little book. And if we have time in this video, I'll do it with you, but I don't think we will. I'm hoping this isn't already a super long video. If it is, I'm sorry, guys. A lot of preparation for this, because I didn't really, when I got up this morning, I was still trying to figure out what I wanted to do with this particular project. And when it hit me, I just dug into it, and I thought I need to prepare as much as I can before I turn the video on. So you just center it up and make sure it's staying down nicely. And don't try to put your book under there until, you always test it before you glue it down to see if it's going to fit. But you can take your bone folder and go inside and make sure nothing's sticking, which I suggest you do. I think we're good. I tried not to over glue. Yeah, it looks like everything is nice and open. Okay, so now we've got that ready to go in, and we've got our little envelopes ready to go in here, but we want to give it glue time. So the next thing we're going to do over here is, see, we did the cover there. So I think I want to do, I'm going to set this aside. I think I want to do the tag. Now the tag is my favorite part of this whole thing. It started out, I wanted to do a tag like this. This is how I ended up, how the whole thing came into my brain. I'm going to put this down the center while we're talking. I wanted to do a tag with these elements for this book, and then I was like, wow, I could use Tracie's trifold kit and make it one of the big elements of this book. And I always try to do one really nice or big thing, although this one's going to have several because I'd already come up with some other big nice things. Now I'm going to trim this off. I'll suggest to you that when you put the ribbon down, you put the glue on the tag instead of on the ribbon. It will save on your scissors a little bit, probably. I remember to do it every now and then, but I would still wipe them off. So let's see. Now I'm going to lay the cheesecloth onto your tag, and you know, it doesn't have to be on there perfect, but I got this cheesecloth at Hobby Lobby. They have that little, I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of glue in each corner so that the cheesecloth will slide into the pockets okay, down here at the bottom especially. Just little dabs. Then actually what will hold it down will be the little journaling cards. Will be the main thing to hold it down. There we go. And yes, it's all over me. That's all right. Now, I do want to get my T-ruler so that I can center up my little journaling tabs, or little journaling cards here. And I probably will get glue all over it. But it's not going to go over very far. Uh-oh, let me fix my cheesecloth. It's kind of buckling right here. There we go. All right. So I'm going to put the church with snowflakes, and then I'm going to do the red. I'm alternating the colors, and then I'm going to do the reindeer. So there's not a whole lot of centering to do now that I look at it, because it's pretty much right on. Of course, I'm sticking to everything. Okay, so let's start with the top one, or the center. Let's start with the center. That way everything's where it needs to be, hopefully, or close enough. Come on, glue. Now, I'm trying not to bring this real close to the edge so that I don't have to have a lot of seepage. Just make sure you get it centered from side to side, especially so you know that you're going to have room for your other two tags. As soon as the cheesecloth dries on these, I will trim it off. And in the meantime, we'll be making the little pocket that we're going to slip this tag down into. I just love this little church. Okay, try to line up with your sides as best you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's pretty easy to get it on there. The tag's just the right size, really. Okay, now, I did ink everything. I rounded all the little journaling cards corners, and I did ink everything with silver, blue and then silver, but you can do away with the blue and just do the silver, and or depending on the journaling cards you have. This is an old collection, and I don't have the name of it. I only bought this one journaling sheet. At the retreat, I saw these, and I just fell in love with them. And so I'm going to go ahead and trim this. It looks like it's ready to be trimmed. And we can have one more thing done. Now, this would be a cool project to put sequins on too, if you wanted more bling or some rhinestones. But I don't think I want it quite that blingy. I think we have enough shine going on. You could do, just be creative. You know, you can do whatever. Okay, now that's done. We're going to move over to move my tea ruler out of the way. And now we're going to do this little title, which is Happy Holidays. And I think I'm going to put it straight across. Yeah, let's just put some glue straight across. If it will come out for me. Okay. Just want to make sure it's straight. Give it a couple seconds. And then trim it. Normally I would say to trim from the back so you can get a cleaner cut. Sometimes I just get lazy and just do it. Gotta really scrub my scissors when I'm done with this video. Listen, my mat's all over the place. I'm sorry if it's messy looking. I have not gotten my act back together here. I'm going to have to, after Christmas, I'm going to have to give my scrapbook room super clean. Because, let me tell you, there's Christmas stuff everywhere in my room. I know some of you have seen my room video from early on. It doesn't look that great right now because it's piled up with Christmas stuff. I don't know how many shelves, but my extra table is covered. My Cricut table and my embossing machine, die cutting machine table. It's all covered in Christmas. Okay, so I'm centering this Happy Holidays. Well, I'm trying to, I'll put it that way, onto this pocket. And just giving it a little hold for a minute. There we go. Now I'm going to trim it. And after I trim this, I probably will go ahead and get it glued down so we don't run out. I don't know how long this video is, guys. I hope it's not too bad. Let me look. No, we're not at an hour, I'll put it that way. Okay. All right, so I'm going to move all this cheesecloth out of the way. I think I'm finished with that part of it. Add a little bit of glue right here on the edges. I just don't want things getting snagged on the cheesecloth. It doesn't take a whole lot, just a little bit on the corners. Normally I don't do that, but because of the project, I just felt like it needed it. Okay, now, getting a little bit of glue off here, guys. All right, now, this should be dry over here. So, we'll go ahead and slide our little book. You could even put, I think I'm going to put paper here. If we have time, we'll do it together. If not, but it's going to slide in if I didn't glue anything down. You never know. Oops, got a little bit that's seeping down there, so we need to loosen that. Glad I went back and checked it when I did. Yeah, there we go. Usually it's not that big a deal. There we go. There we go. It's going to slide right in. Now, you can leave it out a little bit, which I think looks cute. Make sure you guys can see. There we go. Now, you can take your little envelopes, and hopefully I can get these under here with my fingernails. That's another thing it's not as easy. So you can slide them one to the top, one down to the bottom. How cute. You could put your elements to the outside, but I kind of like that ultimate, you know, that element of surprise. You could also glue down here on each side if you wanted them to fit in a certain way. And I don't know, I would be afraid that it would be too much to do that. So they're fine. They will flatten out and be fine. So now I'm putting the Happy Holidays one here. This could even be a card, you guys, for a special friend. Now, mind you, this isn't something you would make for just anyone that would throw it in the trash. But I have friends that hang on to things, and my sister hangs on to things, and I just think this would be adorable. I mean, you could even put like little gift ideas inside, like trinket gifts, and you know, hide little things in the envelopes and so forth. Think how cute that would be, and so different. Whoops, sorry about that. This glue is all over the place. Okay, my finger stuck to the end of it because it is like going crazy. Okay, now I'm going to try real hard not to get too much glue because I don't want to have a repeat of what we just did with the other pocket. Now, if you feel like you've got too much, you just kind of spread it out and just prepare yourself to be all sticky. I do it all the time. Okay, now you want to realize that this tag is longer, and so you want to make sure your pocket is far enough down to house your tag. So want to center it for one thing within the tag shape and hold it down. Gonna let this dry for just a minute while we move on to the back side. And looks like I made an extra tag, but I have more pockets, so I can add another pocket if I want. I got to think on that. I really wanted the back to be solid so that, you know, you have the option of gluing this into your journal or just tucking it into a pocket, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to do, so I'm just going to use one of these. Which one? I don't know yet. We'll see. Okay, so, well, wait a minute. No, I do. I just want to decorate this side. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to glue the pocket down. This is the one with the little sled. I think I'm going to use the tree, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't have a tree in here anywhere, and I do have gingerbread on another page. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll save this little gingerbread girl for something else. Now, I'm going to bring this one up a little bit because we're looking at a shorter tag. Now, we probably could put both of those tags in here so we don't waste the other one. I'll just see what it looks like. Love this little trifold. I will be using it in a lot of different journals. And even though the one is called a fall trifold, you can use it in any botanical book, nature, floral. I mean, no problem whatsoever doing that. Now, I just knocked over my little tags, but they'll be fine, because this is going to flatten out a little bit as you go along. This isn't quite dry yet, so I don't want to put that in there. So in the meantime, I'm going to make sure we're not sticking inside our pocket while it dries. And we're going to add paper to this little guy. I got to grab it though. I hope I have some scraps that are handy. That way I don't have to dig out of my big bin. This was not planned as you can tell. So I usually, whenever I don't plan, that's not even a piece of tea stain paper. Whenever I don't plan something like this, usually the papers are kind of different sizes, and that's okay. That's part of the fun of a junk journal, having different sizes and different things. And I am notorious for not wanting to get rid of any scraps, you know, because I think everything needs to be used. Okay. All right, so now we got to see what size we need it to be. And I'm going to use this as a little template right here. This is just an old book page, but we use it as a template. It needs to be shorter on this side. Listen, I have discovered that I'm learning to cut straighter than I'm accustomed to. Still needs to be a little bit narrow. It's not going to take big scraps, that's nice. Just, you got rounded edges there. And this is kind of a yellow paper, but that's okay because we have a manila looking trifold. So it doesn't matter. That sort of thing doesn't bother me one bit. Oh, that has stickers on it, so we won't use that one. That one's super dark. So we'll just kind of do a variety of sizes. I hope you guys can see okay. There we go. I'm just going to take this one and cut down all these little pages till we have the exact size. You could staple this or glue it on. I think what I'm going to do is staple it onto an element and glue the element on. So, in other words, let's see. Do we want to put some of this glitter paper? Let's go like this. I really like this white side better. I think I'm going to shorten this a little bit. There we go. Let's do this. We'll do like this and staple. If I can find my stapler on my table, you guys. My place is a mess. I'm not kidding you. So I'm stapling the front, and then I'm going to cut this straight down on both sides. And then I'm going to fold this over and glue it right here. Just glue this down to this back side like this. Hold it down a little bit, and I did get too much glue like usual. Sorry. It's because I was doing the binding of my book and my glue wouldn't come out. I was squeezing like crazy and it would not come out, you guys. I was getting so frustrated with it, so I just chopped the end of it off so I could get some glue flowing to get my binding put on without it taking 3 days. Now we're going to actually, on the side that has staples, is going to be on the front because I like that little element. So we're going to put a little bit of glue across the top of this ribbon here. I say little, but you never know with this thing. And then glue it down onto the top. Now, we are going to have to let this dry before we put it into our pocket because this is going to want to seep. You know how that is. So I like that we have this little ribbon over here and the ribbon across the top. It gives it some continuity. Now, I got a little bit of glue right there on that corner. I'm going to get my little glue eraser. I don't know if you guys have one of these. It's an adhesive. It's made for back in the day when they had Xyron. I don't know how many of you remember the Xyron. And you would make stickers and when you get them onto your page would be super sticky from the excess glue seepage around the Xyron stickers. And you could erase that off with one of these adhesive removers. But I have discovered that it's good for all kinds of adhesive. Now I'm still leaking here, so I'm going to let this dry a little bit first before I try to get it off. All right, now see where I'm at here. Move some of this paper out of our way so it's not confusing. We're getting real close to being done, guys. I know this was a long video. I'm sorry. But it's very time consuming to put this much detail into it. And I don't do this on everything, but I do have a tendency to get carried away. And I love the way that's looking. Okay, so let's put this down inside the pocket. Yay, it fits. Okay, I'm going to hold this portion up for you to see. So you've got your pocket with a tag on the left with your 3 little elements. You've got your envelopes in the middle under your belly band that has 3 layers of ribbon. And inside you have sentiments on your little envelopes. And then you have your little journal book with elements on the outside. That's going to go right in here. And then we're going to flip it over like this. Put in our tree if it's dry. Let me see if it is. Where's my bone folder? This is just part of it. Making sure you have room down inside. It didn't glue. So hopefully I trimmed my tag the right width. Yes, I did. So there's your little tag. Now, if you want to add both of them, there is no reason you can't, unless they aren't cut the same size. You know, if I didn't cut them. There you go. Look how cute that is. Okay, so I'm going to stand up so I can make sure you can see everything. We're almost at an outer. Here it is folded. And I think it turned out cute. Simple, but cute and time consuming, but that's okay. I had the time. Fold it out. This is what you're going to see first. Fold it out again, and this is what you're going to see. How adorable. And how creative is Tracie Fox. From Love Junk Journals, the Trifold. This particular one is the plain kit. She has the autumn florals. And just go check it out. I mean, I can hold them up and show you some of them. It doesn't do it justice. You've got to go to her site and see what all she has to offer. Not just only in the trifold kits, but in other kits as well. She's super talented. Now, this should be dry by now. Maybe we can slip this right into the pocket. There we go. And I like it sticking out a little bit on the sides too. If you wanted to send this as a card, you could put it in just a regular legal size envelope. Let me show you. I've got one here. I just don't know if it's the right color. We'll see. And this one's a little big. But they do make smaller ones because I have them. I just don't know where they're at right now. But they do make them where these tags will fit. So there you go. The trifold plain tag kit. Hope you guys had fun today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe and join us with all the fun things we do with journals and embellishments and everything else we end up doing. All right, guys. I'm so glad to be back and look forward to my next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.